Hello, everyone, and welcome to Menage with the Mary J. Maven. Of course, it's your girl, Mary J. Maven. How is everyone doing? How was your holiday? I hope that you're all safe and well and that you stayed your asses at home, like we all should. Like we all should. This week, we have a guest co host that is somebody that near and dear to my heart, someone that is going to pretty soon like hold the, appearance uh, record holder spot, I guess you would say, for the show. And so we're so happy to have her in to talk about the Monthleaf December box and to kind of find out what's been going on. So everybody, spark up, give a salutation and snaps to Brienne.
Hello. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
I love
And of
being on your show.
we love having you. And of course, my partner in crime on the Create and Elevate. And
Mm-mm.
we're gonna, yes, be talking about a very special Monthleaf and MAven Marketplace holiday gift guide that is going to be happening on December the 13th. So we are going to be having some really good small business owners, cannabis owners, and we're really just trying to give back to the community. And I'm super excited to have everybody on. So we are, delving deep back into what we like to do for you guys, what we love to do, cultivate those, high let's see, I don't want to, let's say, I don't want to say high, but those top shelf events, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So as always, you guys can give us a call. The number is 916-399-3530. Be more than happy to answer any questions, take some calls, give a little shout out. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been on, guys. The holidays and just other things going on. But I'm back. I hope you guys have been following and keeping up with me on the Boondocks. That is my other podcast that I co host. So you definitely want to keep up with that. And I know the hubby will probably drop some information about that. So you guys will be able to find that. If you can't, find it on your own. And that's okay. So, Brienne, welcome, welcome, welcome. How has everything been for you?
Things are going well. I mean, it's COVID, so
Right?
it's
Yeah.
different, but we're
Yeah.
doing fairly well. We're trying to keep ourselves busy with the business, with the holiday season, and just keep ourselves entertained since there's not much to do. I have like a mini garden now going. Um,
Oh, I need to have you
um,
come over here and help me out because the one that we tried
yeah,
to grow, it did not sprout at all. At all.
yeah. No, I am surprisingly really good at growing collard greens and mustard greens.
Oh,
Who knew?
look at you.
Yeah, who knew?
Nice.
So that's the only thing I can grow right now. But other than that, we're just keeping ourselves busy. We're trying to get into as many gift guides as possible. And we're just trying to get our name out there for the holiday season because I personally think our monthly boxes are a great thing to give to yourself,
It is
give to the people in your
absolutely perfect.
pod. Yeah.
Yes, it's absolutely perfect for that. You want to be able to gift it to somebody who is maybe just, venturing into cannabis. You have the special CBD boxes,
Yeah.
and you have, the THC boxes. And so it really allows you to be in control of what it is that you want to start off with or what you want to have for the month. Maybe you're in a CBD mood. Maybe you're like, I'm going to leave THC alone for a while. I don't know why, but say to each his own, more for me. Um, but if not, and for example, I think it would be a great gift for my mother. And
Hmm.
with this holiday box, we're going to talk about some of the special little things that you have in it this month. It'll make a great gift for, a baby boomer. It'll make a great gift for somebody your age.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that you guys, if you haven't tried it, this is a good time to try it, for the holidays. So we'll jump into
Absolutely.
that a bit. Yeah. Now, as we all know, I like to start off each episode with a quote. And this quote is very indicative of the relationship and friendship that I have with Miss Brienne. So, and
Oh,
this also represents the power and the strength of collaboration between women. And we know that this industry needs us. And we need that collaboration. We need that teamwork. We need that tribe that we can build to be able to educate, eradicate, and elevate and bring this industry into what, the normalization that it needs to be and that it so deserves. So, this is a quote from Mother Teresa, and it says, I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things. Very
Oh,
simple, but I thought as
I
soon
like
as I saw
that.
it, I know I got chills as soon as I saw it because it's very true. I know that you bring out what needs to be brought out in me when we collaborate together. And then on the flip side, I'm able to kind of like bring you back when you need it, or, we even each other out. I'm a little more chill about things and events. I'm like it'll all come together, and in the sweetest way possible. Because if you guys can imagine her being any type of high strung, which is hard to be, because she is so kind hearted, but in her most kind heart sweet way, she'll let me know if like, hey, I'm a little worried. We got to get this shit
Yes.
together. I need you to step it up a bit, So we do really good things together, and I'm so happy that just me doing a little bit of Instagram surfing one day brought me to her page, and that has grown into this relationship that we have, this friendship, and this business relationship that we have as well, that I think benefits both of us. So I just, once again, whenever you're on, I always have to give you, your roses and let you know how much I love you and love the family,
Oh,
and just love what you're doing. I think it's super important and it's needed. And out of all the subscription box services, I can say that yours is the most consistent, and I think, one of the best, if not the best. And it's not just because she's a sponsor, guys. It's not just because. So,
no, seriously, you are the first person that I met in the industry that was like kind to me and like took me under your wing, and you're like, all right, this is like the layout. This is what we need to do.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
definitely like you're my first friend that I made in the industry. And like
yes.
you've definitely been there for me. Yeah, I definitely panic a lot. You're always there to be like, all right, we're okay. We're okay.
That's an Aries. I can help other people, but then when I freak out, it's a freak out. And only the hubby is the one that's able to bring me back to normal. So, when you are one person that freaks out yourself, you can always identify it and you can help out with others. So, but yeah, guys, before we get too deep into it, we know that of course, we have to spark in salutations. It's that time. So I am lighting up. And of course, this beautiful green plant and all its power. And this strain is called Blue Reese's. And of course, shout out to Chapo. Chapo. Chapo Kingdom, of course. Always kind of our go-to, the homies here. And this is some good, some good. So this is a really good indica, guys. And I'm not too big of an indica, but on this one, I'm pretty functioning. So the rest of you, of course, our listeners, our viewers, go ahead and spark up, light up your hybrid, your sativa, your indica, and let's menage. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, you guys know I have to get into the bullshit. I have to go into how Mary Jane keeps me sane. So Bree and I were already talking about this before Corona, guys. I know you guys are probably like, Lord, she has talked about this in every single episode since March. I have, and we're still living it. So I'm still going to continue to talk about it. You guys, we have to be honest about it. We have to be accountable about the spikes in the numbers that we're having. And I know you were just sharing some information with me about locally, they're not even sending out, ambulance, if you call 911 anymore. Um, the hospitals have to be over inundated with, patients right now. And of course, this is flu season. So,
Yeah, it's really scary. They
yeah,
like there's not enough room in the hospital, so they're just not sending ambulances. Like it's terrifying that it's come to this, you know?
yeah. And our state doesn't have the resources that they had. I like that. I like that. Honey. I like that little line that you put there. The state doesn't have the resources that they had before. I am not a Newsom basher. I'm not a Newsom hater because he decided to go out and have some dinner with his family, at the French Laundry. I don't give a shit. I don't care. They still did what they needed to do, as far as distancing.
Could he have not
Other people,
gone? Yes.
yeah, right.
Would it have been better for him to stay home? Yes. Did it make him look bad? Yes.
To those
But I do
complainers,
agree with
yeah.
you that I feel like overall he's done a fairly good job.
I mean, the response time to me was great. He could have been like other governors in other states who thought it was like a hoax, and then they didn't wait until like half of the population of their state got sick before they did anything. I mean, I have to say that Cuomo and Newsom, I think, are doing the best out of the country and any, any mayors or any governors. I'm sorry. Um, Cuomo's done a great job. I know he's taking a lot of flack because he, is closing the schools in left or right. But it's like, you guys, kids are just, they're hubs for germs. And even though the numbers right now say they're not the ones that really transmit it, that can change at a heartbeat, literally a
Well,
heartbeat.
also, we have no idea what the long-term effects are of coronavirus because it
Yeah.
hasn't even been a year. And like people that are testing positive, I forget the number, but it's like around 30% of them are having long-term issues. Like it's been months and months and months. Like they're like the first people that got coronavirus and they
Yeah.
still have the symptoms.
And
I
yeah,
love that you turned a different color there.
I know, and it just is smoke. But this is so very menage. This is exactly menaging. This is the spark and salutation. Um, and oh, I did want to mention because some people will be like, "What's her background about?" I have been on a Married with Children crazy binge, rewatching it as an adult. If you haven't, please do. It is hilarious, and so I'm kind of obsessed. So right now, I am in the living room of the Bundys. Great fucking show. They definitely couldn't make that in 2020 because everybody's way too sensitive. But advice for the week, guys. If you haven't rewatched it or even ever watched it at all, please do. Great show. But yes, back to the coronacation that we're on. What infuriates me is the whole omnipotence of I don't want to wear a mask. Making it a civil issue when it is not a civil issue at all, and it's never been. Um,
I just hate that we like live in a country where if you tell someone to put a mask on, you have to think about your safety because so many people have been stabbed and like attacked and
yeah,
harmed because they said please put on a mask.
yeah.
Like it's scary. Like I don't blame people working at retail stores not saying anything. I wouldn't. You're not getting paid enough for that.
I mean, I
Like
almost did the
if
other day. We were in Bevmo, and everybody else, every other customer, every employee had on a mask. And this couple walked in, and they walked in like, "What? We're like they didn't know that it was required to wear a mask." Now, every business has the sign on their door that says masks are required. Now, obviously, they're not enforcing it in some places. And I mean, I don't know if I would lose my job or what, because every time a customer would walk into some place that I was working without a mask, I would say something to them. Like it just doesn't
oh
make any
yeah.
sense, especially in a place like Bevmo where people are breathing over the bottles that other people are then picking up and taking home. You know,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
know if it lives on surfaces. Maybe it likes glass. Maybe it like survives on glass, and then on cardboard it doesn't. We don't know. There's still so many uncertainties. I still say, I joke about it, but I still say it. I am not running to a vaccine. I'm not running to be, turned into a zombie. I think like there's way too many things that could go wrong. These pharmaceutical companies, I love that they, jumped at the opportunity to provide a vaccination. But you guys, in times of need, any other time, it's taken the 18 to 24 months, to create it and to get it out and get it approved. Now all of a sudden you guys are having it done in less than 6. Like there's
Yeah.
human error that can be involved in that. So I'm telling you, the first time, I mean, and I know that the first test that they gave, they were saying that these people had some adverse reactions
Well, I mean, like when you give a vaccine, it's essentially injecting them with
with
the
the,
virus.
yeah, yeah,
So, like, I mean, like whenever the flu shot's given out, there's people that have adverse effects from it. Like they just end up getting the flu.
yeah.
So I think with like the first few like vaccines, I'm sure it's just not going to be as effective, or just like people might have adverse effects. Like I'm not sure, but I know that like I was reading one study that was showing that like they believe it's like 90% effective. So I mean like that would significantly help a lot of people and save a lot of people.
Definitely. Excuse me, guys. That was like a residual way after effect. Ooh, I'm looking at On Beat Treats. He made some good looking edibles here. Who also, of course, is going to be in the marketplace gift guide. We'll talk about him in a bit, but yeah, as we were saying, I'm interested in finding out the numbers from holiday travel. Like I said, I have a good friend in town, but he came in a good week before, the holiday travel and came in from out of the country. That was smarter than that was smarter than traveling in during the time where all the airlines felt that it was necessary and okay for them to stop skipping every other seat, but to pack the plane full and just hope that everybody was going to wear a mask, which is what happened. I know that, Fauci was saying that it was very disheartening at how many people went and traveled when they advised them not to, I mean, I couldn't believe it myself. I was just like, I think it was 2.6 million. They said traveled airways during the holidays. That's freaking crazy.
They said that more people traveled over Thanksgiving than since like March. Was that when the coronavirus first became like a thing?
Yeah. Remember, it was 5 days before my birthday. Remember when we got put on? Yeah, because I celebrated with a big bottle of Tito's and podcast on my birthday.
It was right before 420 weekend because we like had that beer and chili event.
Yes.
And then there was like oh God, I forget the other events we had lined up that weekend. And all of them were like, okay, we might postpone it. Like we might. And then like the week of, they all started canceling and it was like, oh God. And everyone was like, it will be in a couple weeks. It will be in a couple months. And then it just like ended up just being canceled.
I swear, the hubby and I, we have to be psychic because we said it when we got a month later to his birthday. And then they were talking about June, July. They're basically like, don't count on a Memorial Day. We were like, oh, we're going to be here until Christmas, after Christmas. Like, because it just makes sense. You guys use common sense. Do a little bit of research. Look into the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu lasted 3 years. I'm not wishing that upon us because we are, 100 years into the future with technology. But not if you guys are going to be hard-headed and refuse to just chill at home. Just, another 8 weeks and we could probably knock it out where by spring we can start to travel again and get back to having restaurants fully open, just 8 weeks, guys. And it's, it's cold and it's all gross weather and everything anyway. Like, come on. But what's going to become the biggest thing is people are going to say, I can't go skiing. And shit like that.
Yeah.
That's probably what the complaint's going to be then. So, I don't know.
It's sad that we have to fight for science. Like people are making public statements that say like, we believe in science, and it's like this. Why is this being questioned all of a sudden? Like why?
Yeah, science is like what we want to believe science. Because that's what it is. It's like understanding and believing science.
Well, but it's like you're using Twitter. How do you think that like Twitter came to be? Like look at your computer, look at your phone. Like how do you think the world is working? Like how do you think you have food right now?
Yes.
Like how?
Great point, guys. Like,
how do you think we evolved?
Yeah, science. And so just trust it a little bit. But so we're going to jump into something a little bit different. I wanted to see if you watched the big fights this past weekend, the Mike Tyson and the Roy Jones Jr. We had a local Sacramento native in boxing as well, Blake the Beast. He fought somebody named Badu, and he got. I personally have, Bree, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Blake, the guy from the Trevor's networking events.
Oh,
Yes, yeah,
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 yes,
yes.
yes. I
I was
know
just thinking, I was like,
him.
wait, you were with me. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
my fiance was watching the fight. I did actually see it.
yeah. So you probably didn't even realize that was him. That was totally
No,
him.
I did
Yeah,
not make the connection.
yeah, yes. So I'm gonna give it to him. He went all 8 rounds when people were like he was not going to make it. Um, he had a knot. He had a knot on the side of his head
Yeah,
after, but I'd say he it was the there, yeah. Hubby's gonna put his stuff up. He fought like with the heart of a lion, and you saw his resilience, and you know, um,
I met that guy.
yeah, yeah, yes. A couple of times we saw him at we saw him at oh my god, what's the club's name?
uh, uh, it's
On
The
Hart
rooftop
Street.
one,
Oh,
the one that you were they were
Elevate.
good. They
No,
went to
no.
the
Hydrate.
mix,
No,
not the mix, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
mix.
yeah,
Yes.
yes, the mix. That's where it was. Shout out to Trevor Fong. Everybody
I've
misses
met
your
him.
events. That's
I'll tell you later.
how you meet him. Yeah, we totally did.
At the networking events that I went to.
Yeah. So
Wow.
shout out to a Sacramento native who fought. So if you guys saw the fight, he was like I said, he's the one that went against Badu, and I think it was probably decided in like the third, fourth round. But like I said, he fought with the heart of a lion. I would have taken the hits that he kept taking, like, and he stayed up. Um, and I think like one of the most talked about, bouts was the Nate Robinson and Jake Paul. I mean, he got knocked out and didn't just get knocked out, like got knocked down once, stumbled again, and then just like went to sleep. Like I've never like they caught that in slow motion. His body like locked up and he went down. They don't give much respect to those brothers. They've done some idiotic things. I'm gonna give it to them. You guys are rich as hell off of YouTube and being idiots. So I can't hate. But he's serious about boxing and you can tell. But yeah, can we play? Can we play it or no?
A clip of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just I would love to see the clip of him just, that
I'll find
moment.
it. Keep on, I'll find it.
So
I forget his name, but I know that there's one fighter that like truly believes he was abducted by aliens and like truly believes that like believes in like this huge conspiracy, and it's like, dude, how many like hits did you take to the head? Like, do you want to like consider like how many I can't talk right now concussions that you've had?
right?
Like
That you
it's
believe that?
ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out who that is. That's interesting. So he believes that he's been abducted. Yeah, I don't know how many hits of acid and how many hits to the head that he's taken. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there's some people that believe. Did you ever watch, or I'm a huge fan of the National Lampoon movies. So like all the big vacation movies.
I haven't seen them.
Oh my God, you've got to just sit one night and watch all of them. I can't believe you've never seen them. Like you've got to watch all of them.
All right.
They're good. Yeah, they're especially the one where they go to Wally World. Like that's the best one, I think. But so there's a character, Randy Quaid plays him, and they were talking about Randy Quaid on something the other day, and he's a little beyond kooky. Like the shit that he believes in is not just conspiracy theory. It's like stay off those shrooms and acid. Like it's not. It's wow. But yeah, so we have the clip. So let's see that real quick.
Wow.
I mean,
That's that quick?
it's that quick.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I mean, by Jake Paul, the same person who had this one that has a rap.
Oh wow.
Please find out if Jake Paul's the same one that has the "It's Everyday, Bro." Because if so, that's who he got knocked out by. So what was so funny is like after that I watched reaction videos and it was nothing but like NBA players and rappers and shit. And they would show them before and they're like, oh, Jake Paul's about to get it. Nate Robinson, oh my boy. And then like they would show the next clip and they were all like trying not to laugh. And they're like, it's okay, I still ride with you. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he just got completely sunned by a YouTube star. But he underestimated, I think Jake Paul. He completely underestimated him and took him more like it was gonna be like a street fight or something, I think. Which he might have lost anyway if it was a street fight. But and then Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. I think it's hilarious that Mike Tyson admitted that he smoked weed right before he went out. I think it's fantastic. Oh, yes. So this is who he got knocked out by, correct?
Him?
Yes. It's every day, bro.
What?
Hey. Yes. That's who got knocked out by. Yes. And this is when he first like blew up.
All right.
All right, he'll probably flag me.
Oh my God, I hated every moment of that video.
It's every day, bro. It's every day. Look,
I hated all those dance moves and like those angles and then like all of like this that he was doing. Oh God, all of that made me cringe.
He has another one. He has a newer one, and he's just flaunting his money. And
oh no,
money. He has like the dopest cars and shit. And so that was when he like first started to really blow up. Like they had made their first couple million already off of YouTube. And my boys were kind of into him. So they introduced me to that. So that was okay for me to play. I was like, okay, I can listen to it. Like, all right. I've given him a couple views. I won't lie. But that is once again,
I respect you.
Who Nate Robinson was like, hey, at least I didn't get knocked out by him. So it's okay. I can listen to him. But yeah, so yeah, he got him. But like I said, he's serious about this. His boxing, like he had his post fight conference and he had 2 watches on. It's great. They're very
just
shiny.
In case one breaks, you
Two,
never know. The one could run out of batteries at any moment.
And he made sure that
he plans ahead.
This wrist was in the camera shot, that he had 2 on. I mean that his wrist probably had like 3 houses on it. Like seriously, But once again, do you? If I could blow up like that and make everything off of YouTube and merch, I definitely would. But I wouldn't want to be hated, I guess, as much as they are either. But I'm sure when he sits in his big house in Calabasas, that that calms him a bit. But yes, so there's some more pictures of him in his glory. But yeah, so the final fight, I think it was they treated them like they were 50-plus-year-old fighters. With the whole draw situation, I think from what I saw, I think Tyson won. He looked not like old Tyson because of course he's 50 something, but nobody should want to take a hit by him still. He still was good. And I definitely think he won. Roy Jones, he looked slower. He looked less prepared. He looked like he was like, I know the hubby kept saying like, who was his trainers? Like, what was going on here? Like, what did they work on? I mean, look at that hit right there. Just come on. I think he probably got a little stunned right there. Probably a little stunned. But I love that Mike Tyson said he got high before. I love it. And then he's like, and then I'm going to smoke some CBD after this to recover. I'm surprised he didn't have his brand name. Yes.
Yeah, does he have his own brand?
Yeah. I wish it was out here more in Northern Cali. I think you can find it I've seen it maybe a couple delivery services that have had it, but they're also charging like $85 for an eighth. And that doesn't make any sense ever.
No, especially with like taxes, like it's not like the customer's not gonna. It's really hard, to sell
Yeah.
that.
And I smoke an eighth is not going to do anything for me. I mean, and it doesn't matter on the THC level. We've had some recently that was like 37%, and we freaking smoked that eighth in like a night because we were just not. It was like, all right, the terps weren't that great on it. And these are all things, guys, that make your medicine better. It's not just all about the THC content. Um, yeah, some people think it is. No, people think like, oh, the higher content, the better. It's more about how it's cultivated. It's about the terps that are used. It's about what works with your ECS, endocannabinoid system. Just not everything is gonna get you like super lit like the first time you smoked. Now maybe like a moon rock or some, one of those crazy 74% THCs will, or maybe something like hash and rosin and everything rolled together in a blunt with some flour, like that's gonna get you lit, but not just a typical, I'm not saying this doesn't always happen, but there will be times when you'll realize based on it, you'll get something that's high percentage that you could have bought something that was 17% and probably got a little bit higher. And that's from personal experience. I know we've definitely been there. But so speaking of flour and different products, tell us about this December holiday box from Monthleaf.
Oh yes. So our December boxes just went out yesterday. Well, I guess they started going out yesterday, depending on when people are available for their delivery and everything. But our December boxes did go out, and I'm very excited just because, like, for the holidays, we always try to include something that kind of speaks about like our company, our family, because it is a family business. Last year we included like a recipe on like how to make cannabis butter. We included an extra eighth in the box so people could make cannabis butter and make sugar cookies. And we included like cookie cutters and like sprinkles and everything. So that way they could make some
on that one.
Yeah, so that way we could
really
make
good.
Yeah, so that way everyone can make some holiday cookies, and share with their friends and family that are 21 and older. So this year we included an extra eighth again, but there's a recipe on how to make canna milk. And then from there, people can make hot chocolate. And we included some necessary items to make the best hot chocolate, like marshmallows and such. And so we just included some like family recipes and stuff about us to just make the holidays more special for everyone and for our customers to get to, like, learn some more about us.
Yeah, I like that. I really like the idea. I really want like every time you say can of milk, my mouth starts watering.
Yes.
And hot chocolate that just seems so good. And I know with the can of milk, you can also froth it up and put it in your coffee at a later time.
Yes.
You suggest that they use a certain type of milk or any type of milk, almond.
The fattier the milk, the better, because the cannabis like fuses with the fat. So you would want to do like a whole milk, a half and half, something that is much heavier. You don't want to use skim milk. I don't know the fat content of like almond milk, so I would look that up.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Like you would definitely want something that's heavier. Like you said, so the cannabis can have something actually attached to.
Yeah. But it's definitely important to decarb your weed as well. A lot of people skip that step. And that's like super important. So that way it bonds with the fat and the milk much easier. And then another like big mistake that people make is they let the milk boil because then like it gets gross. You want to make sure it just simmers for like the hour that it's cooking in the weed.
That sounds good. I feel like I'll have some eggnog.
Ooh, that would be really good. I didn't think of that.
I might try that tonight. I think I have a little shake that I can decarb and use. That does sound really good. So decarb, in case people don't know, they're not familiar, it's really simple for you to do that at home. You just want to go ahead and turn on your oven to 275. Is that right? 250. 250. He's the pro at it. He does it, here whenever we do ours. So 250, you want to put it on a baking sheet and put, parchment paper, wax paper down, spread it out evenly, and then you're kind of just like slow roasting it in a way. And you're going to do that for about 30 to 45 minutes. And you'll know when the smell gets stronger. But then when you open your oven and you see you don't want it to get too brown, but you'll be able to tell that it's like right at the perfect time for you to pull it out. So it's super simple to decarb, guys, and it's really imperative and a step that you need to take if you're going to do any type of, infused anything, topicals, food, drink, whatever that you want to infuse. You definitely have to make sure that you do the decarbing process. So that's super important step. But that sounds really good. And so you have your traditional, other than the recipes, you'll have your traditional amount of flour or maybe pre-roll, or what, is there anything else that comes in the box this month?
It depends on what the customer requested when they customize their box.
Yes.
So we have quite a few customers actually that this month, it's just a weird fact that I was looking at, that a lot of customers for this month that usually get puff boxes, so that is like flour, bait, pre-rolls, quite a few that requested edible boxes for the month of December. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious on why for the month of December, what's happening during the holidays that
Probably staying
made you
home.
think that edibles were better than
Yeah.
smoking,
Yeah. Maybe having guests over, which we know we shouldn't be having in numbers, but maybe being able to, not have to have somebody possibly smell anything, or they're going to be home with kids or something like that. So they, want to be able to do something a little more discreet. A lot of people do take like a good 2 weeks off of this month, so maybe just the whole idea of being home and being cozy, and maybe they're planning not to go anywhere. Any of those three would be my reason. So I can see that.
I didn't think about the second one you listed about kids being home, because we do have quite a few subscribers that are in that demographic where their kids are in college, or their kids are in their early 20s.
Yeah.
So you're right. Maybe their kids are coming home and the parents are oh, what's your edibles?
Yeah. There's a lot of schools that are in hybrid. So there's, some parents that are returning to somewhat normal. So now it's like, oh, you're about to be home for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? Let me get some gummies. Yes. Well, that's awesome. So it sounds like everything is going really well. Congratulations to you for being able to kind of keep your head above water during this coronacation. And I know that we've talked before, and you said, it's not like you've been without, any obstacles, because you definitely have people that weren't able to continue with the subscription box when, their budget is so, shaky and uncertain. So you definitely did, hit some rough patches, but you were able to kind of pivot when you needed to, and that helped you to kind of sustain what you've had thus far. So that's something that, use as an example, guys. It's somebody that was able to just kind of stay diligent and look into other avenues. So I know you have some good news coming up, and I'd be happy to have you back on and share that when, your big next project is complete.
When everything is signed, deals are agreed upon, lawyers are done looking at everything. Oh, so I'm excited.
Yes, guys, it's going to be really good. It's something that's so awesome for her and for many more potential customers. So I would, like I said, be so excited to have her back on when she makes that announcement. We'll have to do a little celebration on air, of course. So before I let you go, what are you asking Santa for this year? I'm doing one of our clips for our marketplace, and it's actually using, I don't know if you remember Friday, the Christmas episode, or the Christmas one, the third one, right? Second one, third one. Yeah. And the character Day, he's telling Santa what he asked him for. And he says, all I want is 2 cheeseburgers and 2 bags of chips. 2 girls with the name Glitter on her belt. It's just so funny. So that's going to be my thing for this month, is asking, what is it that you're asking Santa for?
Oh my goodness, now that you mentioned cheeseburgers, I want that to be my
answer. That's such a high answer right there. Dude,
oh
you can tell her smoke. She's like cheeseburgers.
A pizza sounds so good. Okay, now I'm thinking about food. What do I want for Christmas? I would like more subscribers.
Yes. Yes, let's do that.
Yes, and you see where
Yes, right. And we're gonna manifest things. We speak things into existence. So
yes,
that's what's gonna
yes,
happen. That's what Santa's about. Well,
yes,
that's fantastic. And I'm happy that I know we spoke recently. Everybody's doing well. So please, Mom, if you happen to watch this, hi, I miss you. We'll be seeing each other soon. You guys, please stay safe, and well. We'll be seeing each other, of course, or at least talking on the 13th. And before we go, I want to tell you guys, share a little bit more about our marketplace holiday gift guide. It's called the Monthleaf and MAven Marketplace Gift Guide. So we have a couple of food and beverage companies. We have edibles. Obviously, I said food and beverage. There goes my highness right there. We have apparel. We have CBD line. We have health and wellness and lifestyle. We're going to have a little bit of a show for you guys. So if you guys are familiar with QVC at this time of year, I mean, any time of the year, they're very perky and they're very happy about every product that comes along their way. Now, this is a little different because we're working with brands that we know and love and that we want to share with you all. But I'm gonna be, I'm gonna put on that same little energy. So you guys come and be entertained, while you also get some really good suggestions and ideas to buy those special people in your life. Maybe a can of gift or a gift that's not, cannabis focused, but from a local small business. Definitely support. We know how important that is, especially during this time. So we want to thank you guys for, hanging out with us. My last shout out is going to be to a bad mother puffer, and you guys may also know her as Tyler Therapy. She just put out a new track called I Can't Go For That. You guys can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, like anywhere that you guys download or listen to music. YouTube Music is my choice, and it's right on there. Support her, support another content creator. And we appreciate you guys spending some time with us tonight. It's always so awesome for me to have Brienne on. We will have another show on Friday, and that is going to have the ladies from Hemp Tours, which is a tourism company out of Texas. So a cannabis tour company. So you guys definitely want to join us live on Friday for that. And we want to thank you so much. And you guys get your holiday box. It's not too late. So what's
yes.
the last date that they will be able to order to get it for the holidays?
Get it December 15th.
Okay, perfect. So you guys have some time still. You have 13 days.
Yep.
That's plenty of time. Get on the Instagram, get on the website. No, get on Monthleaf's website, get on her Instagram. That's how you'll be able to find out all the information and make sure that you go on, customize your own box, customize a gift for a friend. There you go, right there. Beautiful Monthleaf box. And you guys know, if you don't, please subscribe, like, follow, punch those buttons, shoot it up for me, help me out. And you guys know where to follow me at the Mary Jane Maven, Menage at the Mary Jane Maven as well, or Menage with the Mary Jane Maven, my bad. That's the other Instagram. You can find me on Twitter under the same names. And we will see you back here on Friday. Once again, thank you so much, Brienne.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, you guys have a good night. Thanks so much.
Good night.